Majo John Madden in Cancun in my new hostel room, which is a big upgrade. I had told them I was leaving today to go to Playa del Carmen, but could not get a MoneyGram cashed and ended up back here at 2 p.m. saying, I hope you still have a room. Well, they had given my room away. But this room, big dorm room, is twice the size. It's very bright. It does have air conditioning. It's upstairs. You have to do the stairs. But there's a bathroom, two bathrooms. There's one right through that door. There's two balconies where at night when the sun's hitting it and it's hot, I can just step out on the balcony and have a smoke. I don't have to go through a locked door or any bullshit like that. So it's a greatly upgraded room and I'm very happy here. And whereas this morning the Wi-Fi was not seeming to do a good job of uploading my videos, now it's working like a champ. And I'm excited about that. So, with that prelude, I'm going to describe some communication issues I've had with other Mexicans and very specifically with people here. One of the issues I keep running into in Mexico over 15 months is very smart, very spiritual people who are riddled with irrational fears. Doesn't mean that there's nothing to be afraid of, doesn't mean that you can't get robbed. I have been a couple of times. But it does mean that many situations that people have told me are dangerous, I knew in my guts weren't, and I absolutely was right, but they would not let go of trying to tell me I was wrong to not see danger where they project danger. And Elia in El Diamante, my best friend in Mexico, valiantly hung in with me as we had battle after that, and she's really earned my lifelong friendship by the way she hung in, even when I yell at her, you're making shit up here. The other thing is that people patronizingly assume that I can't handle myself here in Mexico. Now, I was completely overwhelmed for 3 months, but my Spanish has gotten a lot better, and I'm really good at human relationships and really good at communication and really good at reading people. So I have great success with Mexicans and negotiate all kinds of situations really, really well. And now I have a Spanish tutor, which is going to help a lot, I think, long distance. But when I came back today from not being able to cash any MoneyGrams in town, Grace, the mom of Gaston, the 30-year-old proprietor, he runs the place mostly, she owns the place, says, well, tomorrow we'll have Gaston go to help you get MoneyGrams cashed. And Gaston had already given me some wildly wrong advice about how to get a MoneyGram cashed in this town. I said, no, we're not going to do that because Gaston cannot help me. He knows nothing about MoneyGrams that I don't know. I've cashed probably at least 60 of them in many different cities in Mexico, all different kinds of. I know which stores it works and which stores it doesn't work. I've coached, I didn't say all this, I've coached people in probably 30 OXXO stores where they don't know how to do MoneyGrams. I've taught them how to do it in their system. So I said, stop. Don't tell me to take Gaston with me because he can't help me. And she went on to say 6 different things he could do. And each one of them I said, I did that. I did that. I did that. Here's why that doesn't work. Here's why Gaston was wrong about that. And people get mad because they're not direct about conflict in Mexico, but you get on my nerves when you give me advice I haven't asked for and when you patronizingly assume I can't do stuff. What I've been rehearsing ever since then is I want to say to Grace and Gaston and Charles here, you know, you don't know anything about me. You don't know that in the 90s I made a lot of money giving advice to top-level managers, vice presidents in the largest company in the world, AT&T. I got big bonuses because I was so good at that. Flew all over the country doing it. I know how to make things happen. And your 30-year-old son coming along is not going to help. That's disrespectful. See, I'm probably not going to hit him with all that, but that's the background. You fools, you have no idea who you're talking to. No fucking idea. You assume because I'm a gringo, or because I'm a beginning intermediate Spanish speaker, or because I'm old, that I can't do stuff, that I need your help. I'll tell you when I want help. And I do, I'm good at that. Not as good as I need to be, but I'm pretty good at that. So she didn't like that, obviously, at all. And then I go out, and Charles, who the other night was trying to tell me that he's a nonstop talker, and some of what he says is interesting, but just diarrhea, and he won't listen. He's a Brit and who's traveled very widely, and he's 50-something, and he's had a pretty interesting life, and he divulged some incredible trauma the other night. Chaotic family, where he said, maybe that's why I drink so much. And I thought, baby, I guess so. That would do it. But the other night, I closed off a conversation with him because he started it with, well, there's a deep state. And you may or may not know that they've been intentionally planting cancer in the COVID vaccine to systematically give people cancer. And I basically said, that is the biggest load of shit I've ever heard in my life. No, don't ask me to listen to that. It's ridiculous. And he said, did you have the 2 jabs? I said, I had 4, and they helped me a lot. Don't try to tell me it was a bad thing for me, because in my life, the COVID vaccine was a good thing. And he was trying to finish a story about some doorman who died after the COVID vaccine. When I said, I'm leaving, I'm not listening to this bullshit anymore. So today, he's in the park across the street as I'm going out there for a smoke, and he says, I know you don't like it when I give you advice, but I have a suggestion for what would help you with your situation. I said, and what situation is that? What diagnosis do you have for me now, chump? Well, your fatigue and weakness in your legs. Charles, I told you very specifically that Friday morning the bus was not working, and I walked for 14 hours right through the heat of the day. I didn't say, when was the last time you did that, asshole? Huh? 77-year-old man walks for 14 straight hours? I don't have a problem with energy or weak legs. You just did not absorb the story I told you, and you're about to give me a suggestion. There's going to be magnesium and some crap. He's about to give me suggestions for advice about how to help a problem that I don't have, that he made up in his own head. I pretty much yelled at him and said, you don't listen at all. And I told you I don't want advice, and you're going to give me advice for a thing I don't have. So no, I'm done with you. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Yeah, it gets on my nerves. Jeez Louise. Yeah, but it's fun. It's fun to set those boundaries, man. Wow. And then I come back in the house, and I said, Gaston, did you hear that I couldn't get the money to pay, and I'll go pay tomorrow? Well, you couldn't get a MoneyGram cash? Yeah, and he pulls out his computer and says, let me tell you where to get it. I said, prove to me you know one I don't know. Because he already had been very insistent that Soriana grocery store would do it, right over the top of me saying about 3 times, they will not do it. He says, yeah, this one will. And he was wrong, they wouldn't. For exactly the reason I knew. So he says, the OXXO at Plaza de Americas, where I had gone yesterday. It's a long trip, and I had a terrible time trying to get back. I said, I told you that the OXXO system, the company system, is down for MoneyGram. And you're going to tell me to run out to some stupid OXXO? No, I'm not going to do that. I said it just about, maybe not that emphatically, but pretty close. Pretty close. And he says, okay, so do it tomorrow. That's fine. So he did collapse, which was great. Man, I'm not going to conceal my irritation with these people. I am a communication expert, a psychotherapist, management coach to very high-priced managers about their communication style. And when I say your communication sucks, which I basically have said to Charles, It's not from not knowing. It's not because I made it up. It's because I highly value communication. And when you give advice without stopping to listen to what I've said, I don't like it. And Gaston and his mom do it chronically, launch into advice without even having heard the situation. And they're throwaway for me. I don't want to treat them disrespectfully, but I also don't want to patty cake them when they're being assholes with me. I'm leaving tomorrow, You don't have to like me. I don't need you to like me. Amen. Oh, yeah, Howard Anyway, my old minister was a jazz musician, and he wouldn't say amen. He'd say, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Howard.